This small pillar drill used to be sold by Screwfix in the UK for less than £50. Unfortunately, due to supply chain issues and other problems, it is no longer available. But over the last few years, along with this homemade Frankenstein jig, it has been my go-to tool for cutting mortise pockets. Seeing as I have a project on the horizon for a lot of mortising, I thought I would try and improve on this jig to improve my productivity. The first act was to build a base for the drill, and for this I used a piece of 18mm MDF that was scrap. In fact, it was the old top from my outdoor workbench. And once I was happy with the size and shape, it was just a case of joining the two components together with a small domino. I now needed to figure out a way to make some kind of sliding carriage. This was the downside to my old jig, as I had to reclamp my piece for every drill press. I decided to make the carriage slide on what is a long dovetail. This should keep the workpiece stable but also allow for movement. And once the three pieces were ready, the larger of the piece was screwed to what would be the base of the mortise jig. Okay, so a little bit of brainstorming. I think it's going to be easier to make it so the drill can move backwards and forwards. So make something to keep the base of the drill captive, but let it move backwards and forwards by a few inches. Certainly from a mechanism point of view, that's going to be the easiest. Now it's on that dovetails. Once it's all fixed down, that should let it slide backwards and forwards, and then fix the base on a backboard with some slots in like this, so I can cramp my piece and still let everything slide. And then in terms of the height of it, really needs to be there for the drill bit. Then there's something I can lift it up with for a shorter drill bit. It might just be as easy of having different height packers at the bottom to drop on. Really, don't want to get too elaborate with having winding mechanisms. End of the day, it's just one of these little brainstorming exercises just to try and get the best out of the movement up and down, left, right, back, forth. It's one of these things where I'm sure when you guys watch it, you'll say, well, why didn't you do that? And you're probably right, why didn't I do that? It's like Mr. Dyson, he didn't make one vacuum cleaner and say, hey, that's perfect, my job here is done. So this is the same with all these kind of things. Okay, so with my newfound knowledge, the first thing I needed to do was make a little extension for the front of the base. This again was made from scrap MDF. And now I needed to turn my attention to the backboard that would perform the clamping operation. This was cut from a length of 1x5 softwood that I already had in the workshop.
Now I had my backboard glued up, it was just a case of marking and making all the cutouts in this board to avoid it clashing with the frame of the drill and also allow for some movement. I have made this to allow for around about 6 inch or 150mm of lateral movement. And so I can fix my workpieces in place, I'm putting some T-slots in with the router so I can use my track clamps to clamp my workpiece in place. And I also needed to router a small groove in the back of the board where it collided with the spigot of the pillar drill table. Now it's just a case of putting all the components together. They support the table but also keep the base of the drill in place, allowing for the sliding movement back and forth. The two outer dovetail parts screw onto these 2x1 upstands. These parts are fitted snug but not tight enough to stop the thing from moving. I've also applied some wax to these runners. And the backboard is screwed to the rear of the table. I left the backboard stood higher above the base so there was no friction here. But just to ensure that there is some support for the back plate and there is no friction, I made two small wheels out of screws and washers. So in operation, the workpiece is clamped to the sliding carriage, the drill and the base is clamped in the correct position to the workbench, drill press creates the up and down movement, and the table can move right and left to form the mortise pocket. Hope you enjoyed this simple build. Let me know if you think you can improve on this. You'll be seeing this jig soon on one of my forthcoming projects. Thanks for watching. Bye.